it's your boy Looney Tunes, aka Twin, aka my brother's keeper. Y'all know the drill. I hope everybody's doing good. Salute to the family. We're gonna drop this video real quick today, man. We're gonna start from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all know where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, and how it was in the very beginning as a kid. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe you can get a grasp of how that led my life in the path that it did. You know what I'm saying? So please, man, smash the subscribe button if you ain't subscribed yet. Hit the notification bell for upcoming videos. Smash the like button. You know the drill, man. Looney Tunes. So I explained to everybody before, you know, I was born in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And, you know, I was lucky enough to have family outside of Elizabeth. Just like anybody else, I guess. I had a mother and father. Drug addiction, alcoholism ran pretty rampant through my family. You know, at first things I guess look good from the outside. You know, I don't really remember much from being a kid, but what I do remember is my father drinking a lot, my mother drinking a lot. You know what I'm saying? I remember my father sitting me on his lap to smoke a joint. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Little small memories and shit. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew older, I came to realize that it wasn't as fun as they made it out to be. You understand? Because there was a lot of fighting, there was a lot of domestic abuse. You know what I'm saying? And back then, you know, like people still don't call the cops for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're scared or, you know, it's just an inside thing. You don't want to get other people involved. Long story short, man, you know, it was rough. You understand? So when I was gonna say I was lucky, you know, because we moved to a town right outside of Elizabeth, and my grandfather's brother, which I guess would be my great uncle, he owned a house out there, right? And he owned an apartment building across the street from that house, and he also owned a bar a couple blocks down on the main Ave. And he basically was holding up the whole family, my Uncle Mitch. And my grandfather, myself, and another family lived in this 4-family apartment building, you know what I'm saying? So I was on the top floor on the right, my grandfather was on the top floor on the left. Downstairs, it used to be my great-great-grandmother till she passed, and then some other family members had moved in there, you understand? So, yeah, like coming up, it was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because I was surrounded by family, you know what I'm saying? And I guess for the most part, being a kid, I mean, I guess I had a decent upbringing, you know what I'm saying? To an extent, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, you don't really know what's going on anyway, you understand? By the time I was 5, 6, 7 years old, my father had already left my mother, woke up one morning, told her he didn't love her no more. And I remember I was sitting on a fucking Tonka truck, bro, as I watched them walk out the door. I think I was like 5 or 6. You understand? And that shit messed me up, right? Because it was out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? It was so out of the blue for me, and according to my mother, it was out of the blue for her. You understand? So I had to deal with a lot of shit because of the fact that my pops took off. He took my brother. He wanted to, you know, start a new life, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? But in my heart, I was the oldest. You know what I'm saying? My brother's 3 years younger than me. So I was starting to see shit for what it really was. Like, you want to quit on mommy and go make this new life somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? While my mother over here falling apart, and you want to take us all with her, which he basically want to take us all with him. Me and my brother, you understand what I'm saying? And just leave my mother stinking. And from day one, bro, when I peeped what was going on, I chose my mother 100%. I chose my mother all day. Because I couldn't figure how a grown-ass man with a decent job, 2 kids and a wife, could wake up one morning and decide that he didn't love her no more. Shit never made sense to me, you understand? So I had a real bad grudge towards my father for a lot of years, man. A lot of years. Like, we didn't speak nothing. You understand? Now that I'm home from prison, I'm older and he's getting older, you know, I start reaching out to him, you know what I mean? Just to, make sure you're all right. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't speak for a long time because of all this, man. Because I chose to stay with my mother instead of going with him. You understand? And I guess at that time, you know what I'm saying, I knew what it came with. You know what I'm saying? I knew my mother was drinking and doing drugs and, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? All I cared about was being there for her. Because when he first tried to take us, I remember my mother calling me. You know, she wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? So I said, fuck that. And I went back to my mother. So shit was crazy, right? Because about the same time that I moved back in with my mom's, I guess I was about 14, 15, something like that. I had two people move in next door to me in the building next door. They moved in from Irvington. And I don't know, we just clicked, man. We was on the, that same type of time, and we ended up chilling together every single day. And, they became my bros, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, like I spoke about in my last video, one of my brothers had already passed through the street shit. The other one, I'm praying for every day. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say about that. But, yeah, it started out regular, man. Mom and the pops and, everything looked good from the outside. But at the end of the day, once I got old enough to start realizing what, like, I'm going through and what I'm seeing and understanding. Like I said, man, I chose my mother all day. And from that point forward, my father didn't want to have nothing to do with me, really. You know what I'm saying? Because according to him, I made my own choices and decisions. Get this. I made my own choices and decisions at 11, 12 years old to fuck my whole life up, basically, is how he saw it. Instead of, trying to work with me or help me and my mother, you know what I'm saying? Even though he got this other life. But nah, it didn't work out like that. So me and mommy ended up grinding hard body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I followed behind her. I learned a lot of shit from her. You know what I'm saying? And then, things were good. We was chilling, you know what I'm saying? We was staying in a paid apartment. You know what I'm saying? She really didn't have to pay no rent because her family owned the building. You know what I'm saying? And then we had my grandfather right next door, which was my heart, man. Him and my mother were like two peas in a pod. That man would do anything for me. You understand? So me and him was real close. Now, like I said, my pops walked out when I was about 5, 6, 7. So we're getting later on in the years, I linked up with some friends. I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the street, I'm smoking weed, I'm learning the ropes. You understand? And my grandfather died. And this was one of the most fucked up things that ever happened to me, right? I was in New York City. I spent a lot of time in New York City when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I had some family out there, street family out there. And I spent a lot of time there. So I go out there one night, I'm doing my thing, whatever. I come up, make a couple dollars. I call my mans to come get me. So he fly from Cranford, which I said is a couple minutes outside of Elizabeth, all the way to Newark to the train station. He scooped me up, and I don't know if he knew or not, but he was flying back to that house, bruh. And I mean, he always drove like that, so I really don't know. But when we pulled on my block, the ambulance was outside, and that's when my whole world crumbled. You know what I'm saying? First, I thought it was my mother. Then once I realized it was my grandfather, they was taken out in the ambulance, I didn't know what to do. Well, I really didn't know what to do. I ran up to the back of the ambulance. I'm fighting with my uncle because he smells liquor on my breath like I planned this shit or something. You understand? So from that point forward, when my grandfather passed, but it was all downhill from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, my uncle really didn't care about us once my grandfather passed, because of things I was doing. You understand? Things my mother was doing. So we lost that apartment ASAP, and we ended up back in Elizabeth. So from that point on, it was no rules. You know what I'm saying? I was neck deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? And I learned fast, I learned quick, I learned hard, and I learned from people that was really about this life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I've talked about it numerous times. Elizabeth back in the day. I don't know who knows or who don't know. Whatever the case may be. North, all that shit back in the day. Like, bro, you had to be somebody. You had to know somebody. You couldn't just be walking through them blocks. You know what I'm saying? Carefree. I went up there the other day, man, and I was driving through, you know, the old neighborhood and shit, taking pictures and shit, man. It's all Mexicans out there now. It's all new housing. And I'm not saying that's not a bad, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Because, you know, the city's looking better, whatever the case may be, but that's just not the era I'm from. So for me, it gets hard sometimes to understand when I can't even go back and realize, you know, what I went through, because it's not there no more. But that 10 or 15 year period between like late 90s around there to the, you know, mid 2000s, late 2000s when I went away, bro, you just, like, you had to be there. You had to live this shit. So I'm telling this story just to let y'all know where my foundation came from. You know what I'm saying? It was riddled with drugs, riddled with alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Divorce, physical abuse, you know what I'm saying? On me and my mother, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, the mental shit that came with that, you know what I'm saying? And then my pops walking out, and then my grandfather dying, and, bro, shit went downhill real quick. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, the last 30 years of my life, it ain't been nothing but running and gunning. Like, I don't know anything else. You know, that's why when I come on now, people are like, man, you can do so much, you talented. Bruh, that's what people see. You understand? And I know to a certain extent, you know, I got talent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do certain things. But, like, I can't get on that normal 9 to 5. I don't know, man. I just can't relate. I can't vibe to it. I can't see reporting the work to some 18, 20-year-old manager who ain't never been shit, but you gonna tell me to go do something. I just can't do it. You know, and that's hard for me right now. You know, I got other things in the works, you know what I'm saying? Trying to even the playing field, but you know, I wanted to put this out there to let y'all know, man, that you know, my story probably relates to a lot of other people's, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You think it's all good in the beginning until you start seeing, you start realizing the shit that's going on. And then you got to kick up. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose your side. And you got to stand on that. And I've done that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that moment in time taught me, man, is that once you make a decision, you got to stand on that. Good, bad, right, wrong. It don't matter. You deal with that shit later. You understand? But I just wanted to drop this, man, in the hopes that, you know, some of the people viewing this or watching or whatever the case may be might have went through the same thing. That might be going through the same thing right now. I'm just letting y'all know, man, real talk is here, bro. Like, I'm down to listen. I'm down to respond to comments. I'm down to interview to get your stories out. You know what I'm saying? We the same, man. You know what I'm saying? We the same at the end of the day. So, there's going to be a part 2 to the story, of course. You know what I'm saying? But please, man, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, notification bell. Your boy Looney Tunes, man. I'm going to start opening up a little bit and putting this shit out there as long as the feedback is positive and I see myself helping other people. You know what I'm saying? So please, man, support the movement, support Real Talk. Cash App is $ Looney Tunes 76, capital L, capital T, with a Z. You heard? So, whatever, man. Do what y'all can do. Support the movement. Your boy Tones. Salute, man.
Now I laid he down to sleep, my conscience feels no shame. Nobody hearing from you again, at least you don't feel no pain. I got demons inside of me, there's fire in my veins. I left my soul on state road, yo, we are not the same. And the whoa-whoa-whoas, that K-A-H, the co-oh-ohs, I'm trained. Now I laid he down to sleep, I look you in your face. I watch you go to the other side in the afterlife, you say.
My biggest fear is a life sentence. A lot of people say death. I got some homies who ain't coming home. Mail in the phone be the only thing left.
I done seen right shit go left. I done seen cold killers freeze up. I done seen straight bitches smoking sherm stick, catch a homie, now he G'd up. Ayo, thorough, just read up. I got a criminal file, read up. I got a 38 in my airbag trap, homie, we ain't getting beat up. You stay at the studio, skied up. Man, I had to leave that bitch coke alone. Ballin', I'm ballin', I got one damn ring. I smack the shit out of Post Malone. Come from the children with no control. 80s babies, mama sold they soul. When my little youngin' only 4 days old, I was